Hey YouTube, Muckler Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire the Fourth here, and we just finished watching the End of Dragons early look live stream. Now we have got as TLDR of a version of this as possible that I'm going to be giving to you guys. Starting off here, they have released a new trailer. I'm ready to party.
There's familiarity in this strangeness. Like a song half remembered.
Is that all right?
A tune without words to carry it. I know you, and yet I don't.
You will soon, little one.
Who are you talking to?
Steve!
Just an echo in the mist. A possibility.
Look around us. Your children would be trapped in the past, if not for me. Their worlds are carved from the jade that I gave purpose. I promised them a future. A century of progress cannot end this way. I'm not Cantha's, not just a spoke in some grand cosmic wheel.
That's a lot of bubbles.
Would a great innovator give up so easily on that promised future?
Fishing! Are we
won't.
fishing?
I'll find a way to save us all.
Is that Soja? Or just Samasura? Are you Soja?
The future is out there. What are we waiting for?
I'm reminded of the StarCraft 2 intro where they're like, hell, it's about time. The next thing that they announced is a Siege Turtle mount coming out. Those of you who used to play Guild Wars 1 factions may remember the Siege Turtles. In Guild Wars 2, it is going to be a 2-player mount. It will be able to hold you and a passenger, and they said there would be something so that the passenger doesn't get bored. They did not make clear what that is. I'm assuming they're a gunner. I don't know if this will be usable in World v World or not, but that's what we know so far. What we do know is that a fella named Steve was forced to watch videos of turtles for months until he got the animations properly. Steve, our heart goes out to you. Next up, fishing. They're adding fishing as a profession in the game. Hopefully our fishing pole doesn't break every 25 uses. Fishing is going to be added into the game. It's got its own mastery track. We are also going to be getting Skiffs, which is a type of boat that you can fish off the side of. Judging by the videos we saw, it can carry up to at least 5 people, maybe just one full group. It looked like you could fit a 6th in there, but maybe it might be too crammed. And you can go on fishing trips with your friends. Possibly inspired by, I know Final Fantasy XIV does similar things to that, or it might just be completely unrelated. We know that, fishing has been in RPGs for a very long time, but that is coming soon. Skiffs are also getting their own mastery track. That said, they talked about masteries very briefly. They said there will be 5 new mastery chains coming out: fishing, skiffs, the turtle mount, and 2 that they are not ready yet to reveal at this time. The next up, they are releasing the Generation 3 Legendaries. Now, whether you like this or not is going to be up to you. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The Generation 3 Legendaries are based off of Oreen's newest form. The precursors will all somehow resemble baby Oreen, and the fully legendary form will resemble her current incarnation with the light and the glass and the prisms and all that stuff. I personally was kind of disappointed by this. I really love each of the existing legendaries has their own story. Verdarok with the raising the ghosts, Chukan Champawat shoots tigers at people, the Divinity, which is a rifle that looks like a boat that shoots cannonballs out of it, Bolt, the sword made of electricity, Twilight, the sword made out of the night sky. Every one of them was different. And then we're about to get 16 new legendaries all at once that look extremely similar to one another. So I admit I was kind of bummed out by that. However, if you think that Oreen's scales look really nice, then you might be on cloud 9 right now. So, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Next up, they gave a very, very large reveal of one of the elite specs, which was the Virtuoso. The Virtuoso is the new Mesmer elite spec. It gets main hand dagger, and they showed the following video on it. The Virtuoso.
Hi everyone, I'm Carl McLean, a senior combat designer working on elite specializations for End of Dragons. We're here today to preview some of the abilities for the upcoming Mesmer elite specialization, the Virtuoso. Let's jump right into it.
This guy.
To begin, let's briefly cover the profession mechanic changes. From the start, you will no longer have access to clones. Instead of creating clones, the Virtuoso will stock a blade on themselves for use with their Blade Song profession abilities.
No
Phantasms
clones.
will still initialize, but will stock a blade instead of creating a clone when they finish with their action. We'll have some brief demonstrations of different ways to gain blades during this preview. Now, let's go look at the Virtuoso's weapon, the dagger. The first skill for the Virtuoso's dagger is a consistent projectile attack called Flying Cutter.
Of course
Instead
it's
of a
ranged.
payout of a 3 auto attack chain, any target struck by 3 of the projectiles it launches will receive multiple additional attacks on the third impact. The second skill of this weapon is Blade Call. This ability spreads daggers which pause at their ending point, or wherever they collide with terrain, and then return to the Virtuoso for a second attack. If the blades strike an enemy during this ability, you'll stock a blade for your profession abilities. Here you can see a blade stocked above my character's left shoulder.
The Twitch chat is screaming Nerf
shows me
Aurelia!
above my right shoulder. Unstable Blade Storm is the third ability, dealing pulsing damage along its path and hurling blades at enemies within its reach. Okay, let's use some of these stocked blades we've accumulated. Blade Song Harmony is the Virtuoso's most accessible blade song, expending each stocked blade separately over a period of time that deals damage to your target enemy. Blade Song Sorrow. Each of your stocked blades readies itself, then launches toward your targeted enemy to strike them simultaneously, while inflicting confusion. We'll rebuild a few of our blades after this by switching to a greatsword, then using Mirror Blade and Phantasmal Berserker. Blade Song Dissonance. Combine all your blades into a single strike that dazes enemies. We'll regain a full set of blades by using the utility skill Blade Renewal. Blade Turn Requiem will block for a short time and deal damage to nearby enemies based on the number of blades stocked.
Oh, that's very pretty. That is very pretty.
Your heal skill is called Twin Blade Restoration, which throws daggers at enemies and grants bonus effects if you hit foes with them.
I heal myself by stabbing
As covered
you.
before, Blade Renewal will grant distortion and fully stock all blades that can be used differently for each of the blade songs. Rain of Blades drops daggers on foes for its duration, punishing enemies that remain in its area.
Oh my god, that looked like that anime. He had like portals behind him and the blades shot out. Oh,
Sword
that's
of
cool.
Decimation is a single impact
They
in
got
an area
barrage.
to strategically immobilize enemies. Psychic Force is an area attack around the Virtuoso that pushes enemies away. And finally, Thousand Cuts as your elite skill is a fire and forget line-based damaging ability that requires foes to stay in its narrow path for full effectiveness.
40,000 damage with no vuln.
So there you have each of the
No
abilities
might,
that the
no
Virtuoso
vuln,
can harness
40K.
for the expansion. We'll cover the traits another time. We're excited to see how the daggers fly when you get your hands on this burly elite specialization. I've been Carl McLean, and on behalf of ArenaNet and the Skills team, thank you, and we'll see you again soon.
Next up, Strike Missions. They have confirmed they're adding more Strike Missions in Cantha, and they will have challenge modes. Additionally, they are going to go back and retouch some of the previous ones, but they did not say they're adding challenge modes to the pre-existing strikes that already exist. They have not mentioned new fractals or raids at this time. At the same time that they talked about strikes, they mentioned that creatures in Cantha may gain new abilities when they are veteran or elite state, increasing the challenge. So if you see a creature and then you see like a siege turtle, a wild one, I guess, and then you see a veteran version of it, it will have more skills than the normal one. Not just more health and more damage, it will have different abilities, and then the elite ones will have even more. They continue to talk about World versus World alliances coming out, as well as upgrading the Guild Wars 2 engine from DirectX 9 to DirectX 11, which should have a very large positive impact on performance and make it easier for many machines to run Guild Wars 2. Some of you may already be running the add-on that I have showcased in previous videos to run the DX12 proxy, and might be wondering, well, 11's a smaller number than 12, I won't need this. DX12 proxy is not the same as DirectX 12. This might still help you as well with better performance. Coming soon, there's going to be Elite Specialization Beta events where we get to try out all the new Elite specs. There are going to be 4 Elite Spec Beta events. 3 of the events will each have 3 of the Elite specs. I don't know the order of them, but as an example, maybe the first one will be the heavy, you know, like Warrior, Guardian, and Revenant. The second one might be medium, Engineer, Thief, and Ranger, and the last one could be light, like Necromancer, Mesmer, or Ellie. Again, that was an example, I made that up. So we'll have 3 events, and each one showcasing 3 of the specs. The 4th event will have all 9 Elite specs active at the same time, as well as the Siege Turtle. You will be allowed to use them during the event in existing PvE, World vs. World, and PvP content. Even free-to-play players can participate in this. August 17th, the first Elite Spec Beta, where you can try out some of the Elite specs, will go through August 21st. This one will be the Virtuoso, the new Mesmer one I just showed you, along with 2 others unnamed at this time. They will be revealing the others as we count down towards them. There will be a new Canthan Guild Hall with lots of space and room to fish and use the skiff with your other guild members on fishing trips. They said they loved all of the things they've seen us build in previous guild halls. I'm looking at you, Roller Beetle Races. And so they made sure there was a lot of space in this one so they could watch what we do with it. The expansion is going to launch in February of 2022, and they have said that you can pre-purchase it today. And if you want to support your favorite content creator and your best friend in the whole wide world, I do have a referral link still in the comments section down below. If you decide to pre-purchase the expansion, you will get the following items. Take it away, Ruby.
The pre-purchase bonus items are the Flame Serpent Weapon Chest, the Xingje Mosaic Cape, and the Prodigy of Xingje title. You will get all of those as soon as you pre-purchase, so you can start showing off some Canthan flair in-game right away. Every edition of End of Dragons has some great extras, so let's go ahead and talk about those too. The standard edition of End of Dragons includes a free shared inventory slot and the max level boost.
Hold on, I'm checking my own referral
The deluxe
link.
edition comes with those 2 items, plus an additional character slot,
No, it's
the
not there yet.
Xingje Dragon Boat Skiff skin, a Canthan Raptor skin, which I love, and an identity repair kit. And then the Ultimate Edition, which is the best value, includes all of those items, plus 4,000 gems to spend.
Thanks, Ruby. And that's all we've got for today. And with that, I hope you all enjoy the End of Dragons. More content coming soon. Fade.